Hi guys, this is Middleman and welcome back to Dauntless. It has been, well, for me and recording wise, a boring 2 weeks. Like I've been thinking daily, like I wanna have something that I wanna record, and yeah, for honestly, I thought Anthem might be fun, but I was glad that I waited till I saw a streamer play, and that instantly made me realize that I was lucky that I didn't spend any money on that game. It might become a good game later on, but yeah, if I consider it towards this game, then this game released with a bang, and that went down into the plumber. But yeah, that's another game. Today we're here to talk about, as we always do, is it me or are the textures looking better and better with each patch? Like I'm not really sure what it is, but it's like every time there's a new patch, the textures start looking better. It's still ongoing, guys. It's still in beta, so it's still a work in progress. As you can see at the bottom right corner, they did change the layout of which inventory, which usables you are currently equipped with. But yeah, that's something that happened before. What happened before? You can now see like the vendor icons pop up when you get in range of them. Now you can see the armor there, and you can see the blacksmithing there. And then if we take a look around, we have the cell over there, and where are the others? Like if you get close enough, you can't see it now. If you look at the top of my screen, I'll try to put it in a darker corner. You can see on the next to the E, there's like a pistol. So you can see where on the map it is, but then when you get closer, you're gonna get the emblem above the character. So yeah, definitely really good for new players to figure out where all the damned NPCs are. There aren't too many yet, but yeah, there are a couple. But yeah, that's all from PatchNotes that happened last week and a couple of weeks before that. But yeah, just gladly to take you over some of the changes that really amaze me in this game. So let's look at the patch modes and let's stop this rambling here and running around. So news and updates, it's still the season, it's still happening right now, and Dauntless joins the Epic Game Store, but we've seen that before. What we are interested in is the latest patch notes, the release of OB 0.6.8. I do believe that it is already, because when I logged on, I was doing an update. If all went correctly, you should have actually had this without any delays, like they talked last week. They're gonna bring the downtime for the patches completely gone. Basically, you can play through it, and then eventually you will get a notification that you need to relog your game. And then just log back in. So that should have been. I wasn't logged in, so I couldn't play along. I had to do the long. Well, it wasn't really that long, but it was a pretty big one. So patch OB 0.6.8 reworks the Middleman's UI changes the way Behemoths flee fights, and squashes a legion of Dauntless bugs. New to Dauntless, something new. That's always interesting. The Middleman UI has updated. The Middleman menus have been reworked, and its services now include cell dusting, breaking the cells down into aether dust. That's a really good change. Always going into your inventory, clicking the cells, demolishing them, going back into his inventory, buying it, going back in your. It was a hustle. So the now vestual inventory screen will be removed from the game in a later patch. So basically this change is part of an effort to reduce the overall numbers of menus and streamline Dauntless UI. So this is a really good change if they're gonna implement it. That well, having your main inventory always there is kind of good should they ever implement trading in this game. But then yeah, probably the trading stations you can maybe do it at already has a complete list of your inventory, so you don't really need it. Maybe yeah, if you want to make sure that how many parts you got, something like that. But actually making sure that like at the Middleman now, as they change it right now, that you can actually break down the cells into aether dust at the vendor itself. That's really good. Behemoth's health and flea behavior. Behemoths have been limited to one flea per hunt, and will no longer regenerate health after fleeing. To balance this change, Behemoth's maximum health has been increased. Percentage increases varies by Behemoth, result more time slaying and less time chasing Behemoths across the map. Let us know how this feels after you've completed a few hunts. So, well, I'm not really sure. It is good that they don't flee anymore. It does mean that you can hit it more without it actually running away constantly. And that would increase the time which you could kill it tremendously, I can imagine, for some behemoths at least. So yeah, I do believe this might be a change in the better. We will see how the slaying feels. I haven't really played today yet, so I was planning to play a couple hours after the recording. So yeah, more time slaying, less time chasing. That's always something good. Quality of life. The improved GPU performance for slayers playing on low settings. So that's pretty good. The Zaga towers should now only spawn in reachable locations. Yeah, really funny when he's standing next to a mountain cliff and it's on top of the mountain cliff and you need to run around the half of the map to actually be able to reach that to actually, yeah, it was a pain. Access to the Repeater's Twilight Barrel is no longer gated by the Prison Break quest. It will now correctly unlock when a player enters the Maelstrom, matching the availability of other Maelstrom barrels. I can understand why they did it. They want to make all the barrels available at the same time, but at the same time, I'm not really happy with it, because every specific quest that you, well, yeah, we had it in a row. It's pretty hard for me to sometimes understand what a new player will go through, because he will have everything we kind of waited for every 2 weeks or every week or every month when they implemented something big and something new. So we had to wait for it, and the anticipation of waiting and actually playing that quest line when it actually came there to actually get that part, it felt satisfying. I've talked about this before, that it felt like with every new patch that is coming, they are implementing new less and less quests, like less and less storyline behind it. And I do believe these quests tell a kind of storyline. If you want to immerse yourself a little bit into the lore of the lore of Ramsgate and the Maelstrom, I guess the quests are really a really fun part of that. So yeah, they are removing another quest that would obstruct players from getting the Twilight Barrel when they actually reach the Maelstrom. Like I said, I can understand why they do it, but I feel they're taking away the immersiveness, how well you deep into a game, like make it really. Yeah, I'm I'm rambling and I'm losing words. That's all I'm gonna say. Icons for Rage Perk and Shroud Weapon special effects will now appear in the buff bar when those effects are active. So they are talking about a buff bar. It's really good. Stick everything in there. Everything you do. I think Rage is when you drop below a certain health. I think I've talked about this a couple episodes ago. And before that as well, like it would be a really good indicator if we could know when, like if we drop at 20% health that we get our 10% damage, that we drop at 50% health that we have our 30. I'm just calling numbers, guys. Don't go off these numbers. I cannot really recall them right now, so I'm just calling out numbers to make a point. So yeah, this is really, really good. They are talking about an actual buff bar. So yeah, so let's show everything that we are actually doing in there. The Rage perk, a Wild Frenzy perk, and the Shroud Weapon special effects will now activate and deactivate more promptly when conditions are met. So that's pretty good. The chat window message will no longer get in the way when you click to select menu items at the bottom of the screen. Cleaned up Scraft's Snow Trail and Rage visual effects. They did a lot of visual effects on the Fire Behemoths, so it was only logical that they would start doing implements for snow, and I see some implements for electricity probably coming up as well. Well, probably for every element that's in the game. The changes they made to fire, they're incredible. They look really, really good. Fix the bug that could cause minor video changes on our end to result in massive patch sizes. It wasn't supposed to be 4 gigs. I think this one that I downloaded was 4 gigabytes. After much deliberation, Max has decided to share his pets. I think this is supposed to be pets and not pats. But yeah, Pet Slayer visiting Ramsgate can now also pet Bruna. Yes, it's a grown pup. So there is a new dog in town. Okay. And they're talking about Max has decided to share his pets. Does that mean we have a vendor? No, that would be major news. That would be something new in the game. Like a vendor that sells pets or makes you able to have a pet walk around you in the city. That would be something that would be up here, right? New to Dauntless. So, but they are talking about Max. So maybe in the future, who knows? Helmet transmogs that include hair will now correctly reflect the hair color of the player who has the transmog equipped, not the hair color of the active player. Fixed an issue where the mobility and power filters at the Middleman were swapped. Also fixed a typo in the utility cells heater. Fixed the bug that could cause text to overlap on the potion crafting screen. Fixed the bug that could cause the game to get stuck on a black screen when booting with no audio device plugged in. Oh, that's a... I have always an audio device plugged in, but that's actually a pretty bad one. Fix the bug that caused Carabug's rage visual effects to show up out of place. Quests that ask the player to reach a specific equipment power rating would sometimes incorrectly round power totals. This bug has been fixed. Oh, I was reaching to my heart to read the end of the sentence. This quest has been removed. No, this bug has been fixed. So yeah, please don't remove the quests. Fix the bug that it caused a long delay to occur after crafting a weapon. Fix the bug that it caused Stormclaw's visual effects to remain in place after he fled. And reverted a change that allowed players to open the quest log with Q. Since it blocked Azerty players, the quest log now can be opened with U and with J only. Balance changes. Helion weapons now deal 250 bonus damage when the effect activates, down from 350. So that's actually a downgrade. And Helion weapons now deal explicit blaze elemental damage when the effect activates. So you're probably not gonna be able to do... Well, if it says explicit... if you have wound damage extra on your weapons, it might not actually do wound damage anymore. Definitely something to check out. So Helion got another downgrade. That's not a fun one. Never downgrade. Always upgrade. Oh, upgrades are fun. Yeah, I guess we're gonna log in and check the Middleman UI update, because that's one. That's a new one, and that's, I think, one of the... Well, everything they fix is good. Everything they change or clean up is good. Bring it on. Bring us more and more of that. But yeah, I always attempting to see new stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna log in and check out the new Middleman UI updates. Hey, Mr. Middleman. I still think he needs his own booth. All the vendors have their own house, and they still... I've talked about this before, they still have a lot of houses in the back there, in the back alley, where nobody actually goes. Well, now with the event, you need to pick up the flowers, of course. And there are a couple back there as well, so that's a reason to get there. But other than that, give this dude a room. For sale. Oh, they made it really, really flashy. Loosened self. Flask heals over time and generates a lantern charge. Increased damage after avoiding damage for a short time. Predatory and a medic cell level 2. So... the Middleman is available. Open. Okay, yeah, that looks good. That looks actually pretty good. Defense, power, mobility, technique, utility. Yeah, this actually looks really, really good. The only thing I am missing is... Well, basically, I look at which ones I have the most of, and that's basically the one I throw together. So I'm missing 2 buttons, actually. One button that says owned, like the amount owned, that the highest number of owned always comes at the top. That way I know like I have 5 or 9 of these, so I can get rid of a couple. And I have only 1 of these, like they're at the bottom then. And one that selects actually the quality of it. Like you cannot upgrade the purple ones. So actually having them have a button like I wanted to have the rare ones and not the other well, the rare ones, was it? Yeah, rare. Damn it, I can't really remember. And I don't want to do this one. Okay, so that works like that. So I always want to do 5, and then I just look best fire stagger damage. Yeah, let's do 2 of these. Can I do 2 of these? Fuse. There we go. The menu looks really, really good. And then we have my cells. And next to it, you have a button. Yeah, exactly. So I have a lot of overpowers, but I'm gonna go to my green ones, actually. Can I go to my green ones? Yeah, I usually get rid of all of these. Oh, this is not... Ah, yeah. It exceeds my limit. I was thinking, like, we are not getting... If it was a, yeah, I want to destroy it menu, that would have been bad. But yeah, I've have enough. So open store. Ah, that's okay. That's basically a button to go to. Yeah, because you can spend money for this as well. Right. It does look good. The Middleman, especially like my cells. Like giving you an inventory of your cells here, that's amazing. Not having to go to your inventory anymore to actually create them into dust. I think that's one of the biggest new changes. And then all the patches that have been. So I'm gonna do my dailies. I think I did my weeklies already. Hope you enjoyed the patch. Hope you enjoyed the news bulletin, and hope you enjoyed this game for how long it may keep going to throw new stuff at us. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.